It is the podcast. Sorry, I pressed record before I said that.
Welcome to the 99th podcast with Baking It Down with Sugar Cookie Marketing. Heather, if they're just tuning in for the first time, what are they in for?
This time you're in for wild gossip from the Tumblr world.
Right, there's a hashtag.
Wait, before we get there.
Okay.
Tell them what they'll actually get.
A marketing nugget.
Well, okay. Yeah, so Sugar Cookie Marketing Group on Facebook. How many people are in it now?
Almost 38.
Someone was saying, like, I started, this beautiful person in the group was like, I started the podcast. I'm 6 months behind reality. Has the vendability passed?
It has passed, and now we don't talk about it till November.
You know what's
next.
crazy? I was building out.
Are we going to do the Vendy anymore?
You know, somebody from Australia, I have to respond to her, said, can I be a part of it? I'm like, what? You were planning so far ahead.
Wow. What if she's the only person who said that?
You are gonna. Yeah, I was making a, just using those countdown graphics.
Yeah.
Well, I use them just to plan out. Because you got to know how far away things are.
Yeah.
So I built it out for the rest of the calendar year for us.
Uh-huh.
Yikes.
What?
Things are coming at us quick. All right, just CookieCon 1 and 2 is right around the corner.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
No.
Anyways, back to the drama. So Corey comes, what is it, like Tuesday last week?
I think so, I believe.
And she's like, have you heard the Tumblr drama on TikTok? And I was thinking about Tumblr, the website, back when we were like kids.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
No. The drinking bottles.
The bottles you drink out of, tumblers.
Now, I want to say the Tumblr world is like the cookie world, but crazier. You all are crazy. Don't get that wrong.
They have this ongoing board. I have never made a Tumblr before in my life.
When Corey likes random stranger internet drama in a weird way, almost sadistically.
I don't want to be involved in it. I'm not going to comment on anything you won't
Corey
say like
will
from me.
follow the back and forth.
I will go back to the beginning.
And it's so funny because me and our older sister don't care at all.
No.
Me, Corey, and my little sister are just like, shit. Then Shelly said it. And then Cordy said it.
I just, when it plays in the background, I enjoy it.
I'd rather pluck out both eyes. But yeah. Totally.
So, the world of Tumblrs, they have this board, and we don't know who the
what
creator
is that?
of this.
I'm sorry. Tumblr in relation to the ones that Starbucks kind of sells.
It's decorated. Okay, so there's two types of tumblers from what I understand.
There's factions.
Bedazzled tumblers with crystals on it.
Kind of Starbucks.
And then tumblers that you put clay on it.
Epoxy.
Is it epoxy?
I don't know. Corey and I,
there's the word sublimation epoxy. I don't know how those relate. I just know there's some with sparkles. There's some with clay.
So last Tuesday, Corey comes to me and she's saying words I don't know. But then I read the news in the morning because I'm old and Corey's 5. And it's like Tumblr drama hits TikTok. It was on a Business Insider article, which Business Insider, neither here nor there. But I was like, oh my goodness, this is Corey's
That was
drama.
my story.
So I read the whole article and it's just almost Business Insider's like, we're taking no sides, but we're getting all the juicy tidbits. So I'm reading it. It's like, this name said did this and this and that and the other. And it escalates out of control. And Business Insider just leaves us with that. Like, and it has escalated, period. So I said, well, it's all centered around refunds.
It is all centered
service.
around customer service. And what was fantastic about this is I caught this drama on the very first video.
Corey was writing the original wave.
I was like one of the first few people sat, and I said, oh, this is not going to go well.
And clearly, by the time I got to it, it didn't. So let's do this.
Okay.
You walk us through this drama so we can all grab a popcorn.
Okay.
Get extra movie butter.
All right.
And then throughout, we'll pause and say what could have done versus what did get done.
And I'm not taking any sides because you can figure out.
Look at me in the eye sockets. Have you secretly taken a side?
Just kidding. All right. So customer orders a tumbler.
Okay.
It is one that went viral back in November.
I gotta describe it to you guys because Corey's not going to describe it. Little Debbie Christmas cakes.
Yeah, Christmas cakes from.
Where they, you get them in the dollar section. They last for 20 years too long. Mm-hmm. Those things as a tumbler. But I didn't realize because it wasn't being painted the picture correctly. Corey kept saying it's big. Like, okay, it's a cup. No. It's the cup.
It's the size of your face.
Epoxy or clay around it is the size of our heads, which our heads are large.
Yeah, it's a gigantic.
It is the biggest thing. Stanley has nothing on the size of this cup. It is so much cup.
So it looks like a life-size little Debbie. Why can't I say that right?
It's a little Debbie tree. So this thing, I can't begin to describe to you how large it is. It is non-functioning in so many ways. However, there is a straw in it, so you could. I don't know if you can wash these things.
I'm sure you can. I don't know.
Wild, but if you understand what we're dealing with, this thing costs $200.
It was $200. So it was $195. Shipping made it over $200.
And this is all done through Etsy.
And this was all done through Etsy. It went viral on TikTok, and this is how the customer ended up discovering it.
So originally, the little Debbie cup goes viral on TikTok, and then you make your purchase through Etsy. For
Yes,
this
that's where she directed everyone. Link in bio. People went to her Etsy shop. They actually changed the name from Little Debbie to Big Deborah. So it's so
hilarious. That is the funniest thing I have ever heard in my life. So this happened this all happened before Christmas because I know people wanted them in time for Christmas. However, because of that's the problem with viral content is these small shops, you can't maintain that surge of orders.
Right. So it was a 19-week wait.
But they wanted it for Christmas.
Yeah.
There's no way.
No one got it for Christmas.
19 weeks divided by 4.
Yeah, it was like 5 months.
It's by the time my countdown comes to get your cup. Okay, but I understand. There's no way to keep with the production, and it's all handmade. It's not from
Customer did not care that it was going to take 19 weeks. She said, "I just wanted a Big Deborah."
That's hilarious. That's the best part.
Okay, so she ends up waiting the 19 weeks, gets this Big Deborah in the mail. What are you looking at?
How many? 19 weeks. 19 weeks is how many months? I'm not the first person. 4.37.
So almost 5 months she waited. She gets this tumbler in the mail. When she opens the box, she opens it while she's on a phone call, a FaceTime with one of her friends. The friend will come into play.
Okay.
So she opens it. There's like a chip out of the bottom of it.
That is what Business Insider said.
Yes. That had been epoxied over.
So that's saying that the creator knew that there was an issue.
Some cracks in the epoxy. You know how little Debbie's have that red little icing? That red little icing.
Yeah.
One of those was cracked in epoxy over. So you knew.
Purchaser is citing that there was production issues that were known. Okay.
So she actually goes to Etsy. You know, you can comment, you can message
very
people.
much on the side of the buyer, not the seller.
Mm-hmm. So she messages
Someone told me this. Okay. If you leave a review on Etsy and the shop responds to it, neither of you can ever go back and edit your reviews.
Really?
I thought it was wild.
Also, I think I heard that if someone leaves a 5-star, you can't reply to it. If someone leaves less than a 5-star, you can reply to it. So it always looks like these 1-star people are getting all the attention, and no one ever thinks
like that at all.
I know.
Thank somebody for liking something.
I know. So that actually comes into play later on as well.
This is a wild ride.
So the customer messages on Etsy to the shop and says, "Hey, my tumbler arrived broken." The shop says, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. It arrived that way."
Do you see how excited Corey is telling us?
I'm so
like. Do you talk to Archer?
I'm frothing at the mouth.
Have you heard of this level of excitement?
No one acted interested. That's why this is So the shop owner actually was very cordial and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Would you want me to send it back and fix it?" Well, the customer said, "No, I'd just rather have a refund. I can send it back to you when you send me the return shipping label."
Okay, that's your first point. Corey wrote down one. This is called Refund Chaos is the name of this podcast. Point 1 you make. Yeah. This is where it interjects. Have it in your policies. Your refund policy, have it all written out. Because right now we have the issue of you send me tracking, you send me shipping money.
Or refund type
you
thing.
Me fix it. Like it seems ambiguous.
So the customer, this is where I say she was on FaceTime, was on FaceTime with her best friend, who happens to be a tumbler maker as well.
The tumbler kiddos are wild.
They're wild. But unfortunately, she has 350,000 followers on TikTok.
So this is not the buyer. This is the friend of the buyer.
Yes.
Okay.
Who witnessed her
openness. A Tumblr person as well.
No.
Oh, the buyer's not.
No.
Oh, so the buyer's friends with that popular Tumblr maker. Now, the creator, how many followers do they have?
She's been involved in. She's always been involved in drama. That's how I first met her.
So she's built an audience on drama.
Yeah, so interesting. She originally had 10,000 followers. Her stuff went viral for drama before.
The Deborah thing.
Yeah, Debbie has gone viral twice.
So do you know right now how many followers she has on? At least
49,000. She has gotten like 10,000 from just this craziness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got a Facebook chat with the friend and the bestie.
So the customer says to her friend, who has 350,000 followers.
Who is a Tumblr maker?
Is this normal that this arrived in this state?
Here's what I've heard from Business Insider. This was staged.
Well,
allegedly. Hearsay.
We can't say. We cannot confirm.
I
We
gotta tell you,
cannot
Business
deny.
Insider. I'll put the link to the Business Insider article.
So she asked her friend, "Hey, is it supposed to arrive this way?" The friend was like, "Absolutely not. Get your money back. It shouldn't have cracks in it."
And this is where the refund request comes.
Yes. So
it's amicable, but
at this point. But then the shop owner finds out that the customer asked another Tumblr maker, "Is this acceptable?"
Now, how would anybody have known this conversation happened publicly?
Someone sent her a message, sent the thing, and said, "Oh, I saw so and so talking about your Tumblr."
On a Facebook Live?
I think it was like on a TikTok story. So it was going to
expiring, but screenshotable.
Yes. But nothing was bad at this moment.
Okay.
It was just someone asking, is this normal? They said, no, get your money back. The shop was fully intending to give them money back.
Everyone seems
to be super fine.
A little muddled on what the refund policies are. Do you want me to fix it? Do you shipping back and forth?
But I guess she was kind of giving the customer the option. And the customer's like, yeah, I just want my money back.
That's fair.
Yeah, so fair. When the shop heard that her Big Deborah had been accused of not showing up perfectly and brought to the eyes of another Tumblr maker in the community, she made a video.
However, it did not show up perfectly, and everyone agreed.
It was, her feelings were hurt already.
Fair. It is. When you get emotional, it's easy to get them feelings hurt.
So she got her feelings hurt and instantly ran to the internet to defend
that brings
herself.
us to your second point. Give it a minute, cool off.
Yeah, she said, I was not cooled off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
it's hard, the impulsivity.
It is.
Of course, frothing at the bit to just continue on the story. Let's learn from it.
Wait a minute.
We'll go into that. When you are really invested in something, it is hard to see the forest for the tree, which comes into play here. It ends up costing the creator a lot, but give it some time. Nobody has ever passed away from not getting an immediate response, right?
Yeah, she already had the Tumblr.
Right. And I know they're like, will you risk them leaving that bad review? I know. It could only get worse, though. If you don't reply with that correct strategy in mind, I don't think the results get better the sooner you reply.
If emotion leads and you accuse somebody, they instantly have to be defensive.
What else can you do? Either they have to take the L and be like, you're right, I'm a terrible person, or you have to fight to the death now.
Right.
Death crowd.
So this is where it goes viral.
Okay.
The shop owner wants to show us. She makes it anonymous. She said, I have a customer that's requesting a refund.
Okay, this is a snafu. I think. It wasn't intentional, is it?
It wasn't supposedly.
Okay. Did you watch it?
Oh, yeah. Before she took it out. I watched everything. No, it did not feel intentional. So the shop owner makes a complaining video about this customer without naming her. So you don't know who it's about, but this is when the tide turns south.
Whoever's that south side.
So she's showing the messages between the two of them from Etsy.
Okay.
And unfortunately, on the side of the screen, you see the lady's name and part of her address.
Now, this is an old internet term. I think it's from Reddit originally, but doxing is when you reveal too much information about somebody enough that strangers can take action.
Yeah.
And that's why in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, we say, hey, you got to blur out the names. You got to blur out the stuff. You cannot dox somebody. If I can assume who they are based off the information provided, you've gone too far. You just don't have control of other people, which this ends up exploding.
Absolutely. So this is where it goes viral. The lady whose address was now doxed.
This is the buyer.
The buyer makes a video and says, how dare you?
Now, how many followers does the buyer have?
I don't know. I think she has like 40 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's she got followers
I think
for?
she's a shirt person.
Oh, so we're all in the crafting.
Yeah, we're in the crafting world. Okay. Yeah, so she says, how dare you make that video?
Kind of a fair response. It's wild because I think people ended up reaching out to her and threatening her.
We don't know that.
Business Insider and Fertilizer.
So remember her friend that has the 350,000 followers? She shares that video.
Of the buyer.
Of the girl saying, how dare you dox me online.
Okay.
And it gets 1.2 million views in less than 24 hours.
Oh, so it's viral.
So viral.
Right. Is this when you get sucked up or you sucked up before?
I was sucked up. I knew it was going to go viral way back when.
You're wild.
I was just riding this wave.
You're wild.
Yeah. Surfing.
Okay.
I was going to ride it to the shoreline.
Are these videos getting deleted over time?
The shop owner, she took that down immediately as soon as she realized that she had doxed this lady.
But it was too late.
It was too late.
Screenshotted.
People had screenshotted it. They had shared it. It had shared it to Facebook. It had been shared to TikTok.
I'm 90% sure you shared it.
I did not. I did not. No, I was like, oh, okay. So then she starts deleting videos, making new videos.
The
shop creator is spiraling.
Okay.
She has got a lot of traffic coming to
now
her.
The popular Tumblr ladies following is coming at her.
Yes.
And now the buyers, people are coming as well.
And then the TikTok
and now
algorithm.
we just have viral people.
Yeah. TikTok algorithm picked up on it.
Yeah.
They said it's a slow day, Let's give these people.
You know how you said like TikTok can choose somebody in the back office was like, let's watch the world burn.
So people were making videos and stitches like, how did I end up on Tumblr drama? And then me watching Big Deborah's not understand.
I want to give you guys a little feedback. Corey's been in Tumblr drama for years. I don't know why, but she will tell me these little things about these people's lives.
I almost like have relationships with them. Like, girl, not today. We can't do that.
So, okay, back to the story. It starts getting mudslinging at point 3. Do you want me to read what you say on point 3? Keep it private and professional. In parentheses, if it were read in a court of law, would you Grammy blush?
Yes. So the customer screenshots the messages she was getting from the shop during all of this.
Is this through Etsy or through like TikTok now? Like,
honestly, I don't know.
Etsy's kind of weird about the messaging, so I can't imagine
it looked
somebody
very Etsy-ish like.
Etsy has it look, and if you see it, you know
I want to say it was Etsy because they had both blocked each other
Cold
at this
and
point. Yeah. So she is cursing up a storm in these. So the shop is cursing the customer.
Still?
I think it was Etsy that she
TikTok.
TikTok. She screenshotted it to TikTok.
Oh, so the little Debbly.
So the Debbly, the TikTok. So the customer is now sharing what these private messages are that the shop owner is saying to her.
But it's wildly offensive. Is it accusatory?
Oh, 1,000. You must have dropped this. You had this out for me from the beginning.
Okay.
This is what she said. I sent out 8 tumblers and only yours arrived.
Does she work for chalice-themed.com?
Only yours arrived broken. You are trying to do me in because you don't like me. You're a bully.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't picked sides, nor shall we.
No, nor shall we.
We'll pull a business entire year.
So the customer, I don't know, maintains her decorum the whole time.
She probably was like, if it were read in court of law, would my Grammy blush?
She did not capitalize one letter. She did not say one curse word.
It's important to always imagine, and the likelihood of it ever happening is low. But if you had a civil suit brought against you for not refunding cookers, would you be embarrassed?
Yeah.
Would the judge look up at you and be like, really? Really? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take us back in.
So now these private screenshots are now going viral as well. And the world catches.
I wouldn't be like, well, I'm going to delete the internet.
That's what people say.
Rise and cancel the Wi-Fi.
The world caught on that she has an Etsy shop. And boy, did they go to town. One lady bought the cheapest thing.
I disagree with the internet minions. I do think that is unfair.
But are they out there?
It's a risk.
It's a risk you have to take. When you're selling something, you do not know who you're talking to.
You don't.
So the shop owner, not a ton of followers. Her best bud, tons of followers. And with the viral mix, they found out that she had an Etsy shop, and they went and screenshotted every 1-star review and her reply to it. And they were scathing.
Okay, now this brings us to your 4th point.
Which is?
If you make a mistake, take accountability.
Yeah. None of the 1-star reviews did she take any accountability for.
1-star reviews been in the 2-year history of the Etsy shop. It wasn't just caused by the drama.
But it was almost like the drama just latched on. So she had a ton of 5-star reviews, 10 bad reviews, and they've latched onto it.
So they're the way the internet works is kind of trying to bait people. Mm-hmm. If they're baiting you, think of in terms of fishing, you got this little hook beneath the delicious little minnow, and then it's trying to get a reaction from you, of which this lady gives a stellar.
Oh, now she makes a new shop owner makes a new TikTok, accusing them of this scheme since November.
Oh, like this was all planned.
It was all planned ahead.
Big Deborah was always going to fall.
However,
in the beginning, the accountability was taken, kind of like, hey, I can fix it. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
And now it's, this is all a lie. So
and then she says, I'm not going to refund you. Which is not really up for, it's Etsy.
Etsy not going to like that. She's going to be like, we'll give their first
I'm not going to refund you. You must have dropped it, then put it back into the box.
And then epoxied over it?
She said, and then painted over it. Like, I would never send out something that horrific.
So now we definitely, we already were, but in this example, we're definitely at odds. Either the buyer has to acknowledge, I did that and I'm a liar, or I have to fight for my dignity, honesty, and character and say that you're the liar. There's no other option.
Yeah.
You have as 0.5.
Which is?
Work to a mutual resolution for both parties.
Yeah, you want to take
Which
any
they
of
were
this.
at. That's the
they
saddest
were at,
part.
I know. You have got to make. You cannot be emotional. At the end of the day, refunding the $200 tumbler and saving you from being on Business Insider is worth the $200.
And I know, okay, you guys listening might be like, but she got on Business Insider and you aren't on Business Insider. It's not for the right reasons.
It's not for the right reasons.
And it's not a good article by any stretch. It doesn't make me want to buy something. So you can go as viral as you want, but if it makes you think, ooh, let me take a life lesson from this, I don't think we've accomplished the goal.
So the Tumblr shop is making videos, taking them down, saying, I'm done with this, coming back. So we're riding the wave.
But now I think a bunch of strangers are involved in this viral content, and they're baiting her.
And she's taking
because
every single
you can't
bait.
bait somebody who's not emotional, and that's the key of this non-emotional business owner. It's just business, is because when you remove yourself from like, don't you dare say that to me.
Yeah.
Like when you remove, my older sister does this head bob thing. If you get her to that point, you've gone too far. So if you can remove the head bob replies or not give them out to people, people will eventually lose interest. Have you ever seen like it was those animals that play dead? The snake that I have, its like feature is its ability to play dead. It turns over and sticks its tongue out.
Does a possum do that?
I think so.
Do they? I think they do.
I think they do.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to my snake. The thing is, when a cat comes up to it, just keeps playing dead. Even if the cat flips him over, he'll flip back over it, and it gets really boring for the cat. Yeah. Who wanted a game?
Yeah, it wanted the snake to slither away, so
it wanted a fun little torture sesh. And the snake's like, nope, if I continue to keep playing dead, you're going to lose interest.
If I pretend I'm not working, will you leave me alone? Will you lose interest in me and just do the work yourself?
I'll just like be like, you want to go to Olive Garden? I baited her. Got her with the bird sticks. Okay, so work to a mutual resolution. Now, there is a case in which, can you ever find a place where 100% win on both sides? Likely no. Not if something's wrong.
Yeah.
But you can find maybe a 50-50 win, a 70-30, 60-40, a place where people get something without costing everything. We definitely don't want to live in a business world where it's 100-0 because somebody's going to be really
Someone
mad.
is not going to be happy.
So continue on. Where are we
at this point, the Tumblr shop is getting so much backlash that she changes her TikTok handle to error.
Curiously, though, never deleting it.
Never deleting it. She said she was, then she said she couldn't. She said she wanted to, but she didn't.
So if you guys aren't familiar with the way TikTok works, oddly, it has two names. Unlike Instagram, where you have one handle, on TikTok, you have a handle and a username. Mm-hmm. So she's changed, not her handle from what I assume, her username.
She ends up changing. She takes her Etsy shop out of her bio.
Well, smart.
Now,
smart.
but it was too late, though.
Yeah,
she didn't know where they were coming from, but it was coming from
once it gets screen recorded, you're
for sure. And then changes her thing from her Tumblr shop name to error unknown with a bunch of numbers behind it.
There's no error unknown. She just named herself error unknown.
And now then takes her profile picture and makes it where it just almost looks like
the anon.
Yeah, it didn't look like it existed.
Okay, but did she leave up all the content or archive it or delete it? Is there content on this?
No, content is still up there.
Okay.
But she's still deleting like her accusatory videos and then putting up another one to explain the one that's missing. For sure.
So where are we at currently? Because by the time the Business Insider article got to me, there's no resolution. It was just kind of she said, she said.
It turned out that after it went viral, she refunded her just out of pure like, oh my goodness, this is too much. Yeah, that's it. So she refunded her. Unfortunately, the customer never made a follow-up video. Her first video was it.
She only made one
video.
She only made the video about the doxing.
That's it.
Now, that other Tumblr creator, the bestie, how many videos did she create?
Probably 5.
Oh, she really baited it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She did.
So she knew, and she had a big following.
She had a big following.
Target audience.
So because the original customer did not make another video, you never knew that she was refunded because you'd only seen that one video where the shop said, well, I will not refund you now.
Oh.
So she almost needed that lady to make another video, and she never did.
The biggest thing in the Business Insider article is that the Etsy shop creator said the internet didn't stand up for me.
She made another video that said, how I've helped so many of you. Why aren't you all coming to help me? Why is no one making a video standing up for me? You guys make me feel like so alone right now. I've been consumed by this.
Wow.
But it's almost like, do you want to get on the bad side of someone with a 350,000 following?
$350,000 million followers.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, the internet is this scary place.
It is a scary place.
So I'm sorry. You have point 6. Always ask yourself, how can I stay out of a Business Insider article? Like, when replying, think to yourself, will this get me a feature on Business Insider for all of the wrong reasons?
Yeah. Oftentimes in community groups, you never really always see someone saying, oh, I went and got this done from this person. She's amazing. Go and give her your money. But you always will see someone who has a bad experience.
Yeah, there's that local cake shop here that always ends up in the Nova Foodies group.
Yeah, they do. And then I saw...
For all the wrong reasons.
And then
it's juicy gossip.
And guess what post gets the most interaction?
Well, I've screenshotted every single one I found and sent it to you.
Like I saw this morning, someone said, is this normal for a lash tech to do this? Of course, you got me with that first line. I'm going to read the rest of it.
Talk about the dramatic hook.
Yeah, and she never doxed anybody, but she definitely was like, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't off base.
They're in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group as an admin. I can now see where the wording of OP's post is going to dictate how the comment section goes. Again, in Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, pretty strict on the rules that you have to ask a question that garners a helpful response. It can't just be customer bashing because that helps nobody. But when OP comes in and is like, can you believe they said this? Can you believe they said this is alluding that this person, this client of theirs is crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, in the world of marketing, that's what we call a hook.
That is a hook. And it's a juicy hook, but it spirals out of control, especially sometimes. And in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, we try to delete these as soon as they go up, but it doesn't go in favor of what OP alluded to. It actually goes just as violently in the other direction. And that's when we have to it gets mudslinging and then feelings get hurt because it got emotional. Yeah. It was emotional when it came out the gate. Can you believe this happened? Can you believe they said this? Always the whole Antgate 2020. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of whole can you believe this? And then it escalates and escalates when as a business owner, your goal should really be de-escalation at all costs.
You honestly want to get from A, issue to B, resolution in the shortest amount of time.
Straight line, man. That's the shortest distance to A to B is a straight line.
Yeah, because we don't have control over the review sections. They're out there. If you don't have a Yelp profile, I can make you want to leave you one star review.
Yeah. We had this client who was known for being way too fast in replying, highly emotional, very accusatory. Thankfully, on Google My Business, we can edit those, but not before it was up for 10, 20 minutes.
Me and Heather in our marketing company, we won't work with someone
because we learned a lesson.
Yeah, we won't work with somebody who is bad at customer service.
Yeah, it's too hard to outmarket bad customer service. A bad business owner, there's no amount of marketing we can do to cover up being just a crap diddling person.
So now when we vet our potential customers,
are you crazy? Yes. No.
Yeah, we go and look at how they respond to reviews. Because if you are going to accuse someone every single time, I cannot get you more leads over that. I'm going
to tell you. Do you remember? I'm going to just say one keyword.
Okay.
Carpet. Okay. She.
Okay.
I'm mouthing the word.
Oh, I remember.
Okay. So this client we had worked with for a while. Okay, not great reviews. It's the life cycle of a business. You're not going to nail every project with an A. Bad reviews. So Corey and I, had written the script of hey, thank you, validation, acknowledgement, resolution, and hey, we'll take this back with us to the board.
Yeah.
And then they got another bad review, but we had stopped working with the client. And that person came back and said, what in the world? You seem so respectful for the other reviews. And now look at this.
It's just too hard. And you cannot erase that once it's up there. You're at the mercy of someone and hoping and praying they will take it down.
If they left you a 1-star review, the only way to change your mind is through kindness, understanding, validation.
That's your Hail Mary pass.
You're going to mean them into a 5-star review? Yeah. Okay, so now you have... Take us back to the story. Sorry for the Tumblr hiatus.
It comes where now this lady...
We're now almost up to today.
We're almost up to today.
Okay. This has happened in what timeline?
In a 4-day time span.
Yeah,
it was insane. Yeah, and people were bored on the internet. So they were like, let me just tune in.
It was a slow weekend.
So she makes 2 videos. And she says, I may have made it incorrectly.
Now we got accountability.
Now we have accountability, but too little, too late. The red was cracked. She did epoxy it over.
What do you think switched?
I think she was just, you got to be so tired at that point.
Yeah. Worn out.
Yeah. Worn out. It was stitched hundreds of times.
The internet gets crazy when they feel that you're in the wrong, they play judge, jury, executioner
For sure.
in the duets.
Yeah. So she not only had to guard TikTok, she had to guard Instagram. She ended up turning off the comments everywhere she could possibly to try to mitigate some of the hate she was getting on.
Business Insider said death threats.
That's another thing that went bad. She screenshotted someone's name from Facebook and it said comment was hidden. And she's like, I'm getting death threats, and showed this lady's
name. Wrong name. Yeah, okay.
And the lady had not done that.
Why was the lady's comment hidden?
It was almost like, when the page has spam or something.
Oh, she's probably like, I won't wear it. Promote it.
So then it was so reactive.
It was
she
moving
could
fast.
never get up on top of it.
Crazy. So really she shut down. Now you said she's almost deleted, deactivated, user anoned, and shut down any source of income she had for this Tumblr stuff.
So her last thing that she posted that I saw said, I have got to rebrand. My last 2 years of work, all that hard work building this following, and I'm going to have to rebrand because that name is now associated with this drama. And
you said there's a trending hashtag.
Yeah. That's
What's
how I
the
found
hashtag
it.
again?
No, I can't say it. This is her name.
Okay.
Just to type in a little Debbie drama.
That brings us to point 7. Mitigate potential loss like your entire business depends on it.
Yeah. So imagine none of us
2
would.
years of work is a lot.
All the following. To start over.
I mean, if you said at the beginning, let's minus the 10,000 drama followers. If you had 30,000 followers interested in your product and you had a viral product, like that's a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. And just because this one thing was handled incorrectly and hit the algorithm right time or wrong time, whatever you want to call it, wrong time, wrong place, your business has been gutted.
So what
now,
would
I'd be
that
so
do?
curious to see if she made sales, but we'll never know.
From the sound of it, no. Mostly because of the 19-week wait.
Yeah, the long wait time. You can tell that she's not making tumblers if she's on the internet fighting. Death threats.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. It's not good for your mental health to get involved in stuff like this. It's not good for your business health to get involved in stuff like this. And it all comes back to could you have found a partial win for both parties as quickly as possible and not accused anyone? And I know people are frothing at the butt to say the customer isn't always right.
Yeah.
And they may not be. But you are the business owner and you have more to lose. And if you can make this one person happy, how much do you stand to gain?
Yeah.
You have more in the game than they do as a business owner. Unfortunately, you need more of thems.
And I will say the world really does rely on reviews, unbiased reviews. Before I sign up for something, I will go to the review section to see what people think. I just got Arthur a orthodontics appointment.
Sounds exciting.
They have 76 5-star reviews. And the competitor had a 4.7 out of 5. Which one do you think I called?
4.7.
I called a 5-star. We're getting the best for this kid.
I had the braces where I had the rubber band in a square in my front teeth.
I think he's going to have that. We'll see.
I think they pulled my front teeth down too far.
No, mine are just as far.
I got mine shaved.
Yeah, mine, she didn't do a good job. 1 star.
So let's recap Refund Chaos, which if you want to get involved in this, apparently it's all still on TikTok.
It still is.
Okay. 1, have it in your policies. Have your refund policy in place. Make the policies a fall guy. Hey, I'd love to help you.
Yeah.
Here's what I can work with. 2, give it a minute. Cool off. No one died by not getting an immediate response. We work in cookies, man. We're not rocket scientists and we're not brain surgeons, thank goodness.
Right.
And number 3, keep it private and professional. Asterisk, if it were read in the court of law, would your Grammy blush? I really want to stress this one. In the age of screenshot, I mean, all I have to do on my sweet Samsung is swipe right with my palm.
You know how many times I tried that on the Apple and just turns the thing off?
It's really easy to screenshot things, and it's really easy to take it out of context. So we want to make sure that our responses, even if taken out of context, still can't be construed in a way that makes us look.
Once you put that stuff out there,
you can't get it back, man. You cannot get it back. The internet is forever.
Yeah.
Do you know they're working on, I think more in the UK, for America, they're like, nah, the right to be forgotten, the right to remove yourself from the internet. And there's ways to get your information de-indexed in certain countries.
Oh, I would like that.
Yeah. Take accountability. We are not perfect. No one expected us to be perfect.
When you require the customer to prove themselves,
you're like, prove yourself is come find me. Let's take this out back.
To say, like, I sent out 8 tumblers and yours was the only messed up one, I mean,
That's what the key guy did to me.
That's
Now
what-
I'd be like, well, I guess I'm a liar.
yeah. So no one's going to say I'm a liar. They're
Yeah.
going to say, no, you sent it to me. I literally just opened the box.
Now there's those things where let's take this back to cookies. Like, hey, you asked for mauve. I didn't match your invitation perfectly because there's no way to exactly color
Listen,
match.
that's got to be in your
Yeah.
policies.
Yeah.
We are not colorologists, and I don't know if that's a real word.
I like it.
It
I've
is?
been studying colorology.
So what I say is I will do my best to get as near to a color as I can, but I cannot promise an exact match.
And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be so bold. What are
Okay.
you checking on your watch?
I just gotta see when I gotta pick my
His
child.
watch died. There's nothing
It
to
did.
check. I'll be so bold. Now I forgot what I was
Be
gonna
so
say.
bold. Oh, that was so good. You were such on a
Yeah, hold on. No, it's coming back to me.
Okay.
We're talking about colorology
and
and
colorologist and saying I could match the color mauve as close as I can, but I can't get it exactly right. It's all I can remember.
my brain is firing on all cylinders trying to get this back. I would say that even if
Are you just making something?
yeah, I'm really trying to. Let's just move along. Whatever that was really good, and you guys will never know. Work towards a mutual resolution. So that's that. Hey, don't look at this as 100-0. Don't say you're wrong, I'm right. Don't do. That's what the therapist told me. You look at life as black and white a lot, and most of it's gray.
It is kind of true.
That's what a gray person would say. But work on a mutual resolution. So let's say the customer's like, hey, you didn't perfectly match. If it wasn't in your policies,
Then you're at the mercy of.
even if it was in your policies, can you still say, I'm so sorry. It is in my policies. That's it. I'd love to come to a resolution that still makes you happy. I would. Again,
I
refund
had
happy
someone
here.
bring up mauve, and I was like, "Oh no, I
It takes people down at the knees.
gave you the color mauve and sent you a link to what it looked like, and you gave me full approval." And she's like, "I guess I can make it work."
We didn't refund. No. So I think there's always a place where you can find a mutual resolution that makes people feel that they got heard without making them feel that they got to fight you back.
You've been seen, heard,
And understood. Corey makes fun of that. I had an ex-boyfriend who said that a lot when he apologized for me.
You've been seen, you've been heard, and understood.
And I'd be like, okay, let's try this for another 2 weeks. And 2 weeks later, I've seen, heard, and understood. Number 6, ask yourself, how can I stay out of a Business Insider article?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oof. When I saw what Corey's been telling me about for a week, I said, well, this is what happens when it escalation on top of escalation on top of escalation can only escalate.
Yeah. And when you feed it, you bait it. They have screenshots, they have recordings, and they can post it anywhere. You can't control community groups. You can't control what's happening behind the scenes.
You can't control opinions.
The only thing you can control is yourself.
Right. A lot of times, the best answer is just to keep your mouth shut.
It is. The cool off period is very important.
Back to step 2. Yeah. So just the fact that Business Insider, which is, making a ton of articles, but not only did it end up on Business Insider, that when I type, if you have an Android phone and you hit the Google, it pulls up any articles that things are interesting to you.
Okay.
For some odd reason, that got sucked up into my role.
I think Google was hearing me, and it just.
Your sister's going to ask you about this. Read up on it. So, and then 7, mitigate potential loss. You risk your entire business.
You do. And it's, I hate that, people who have nothing to do with it can be the judge, jury, and executioner. But the way they spin the story is going to benefit them at the end of the day. They're not going to be like,
this. You got a client, they're crazy. They're wrong. We know they're wrong. Our policies include that they're wrong. And they come at us and we give them a reply that is dry, that there's no juicy tidbits. There's no point of jump off escalation. And then they go to the internet and write these absolutely scathing reviews. And we go and reply and say, thank you so much for your feedback. I really appreciate it. It makes me a better baker. There's nothing there.
No.
Even the people that are coming to look at this crime scene,
they're not getting filled with the drama that they
if
are
anything,
looking for.
They'll likely think, well, that buyer is crazy.
They could, yeah.
Yeah. In the Northern Virginia Foodies group or whatever,
Yeah.
they found this one bagel shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Winchester.
Oh, I saw, he made so many videos.
Oh, yeah, he's crazy.
He posted it everywhere.
He's so crazy. His replies to these reviews are just incredibly
And guess
crazy.
what? Everyone in that group said, I will not. be
wanna
going
end up
to
there.
this. Yeah, it was great. So,
choose your battles, man. I think the battle you need to choose is which cruise you want to go on with your profit margin. Not really fighting on the internet.
it's not worth it.
No. And it takes one person with some friends, one buyer with some friends to go and leave you 10 negative reviews. You may have thought you were only fighting one person, but it is not hard to get somebody to leave a bunch of negative reviews, which, okay, that's a version of, it's called negative SEO. It's, can't enforce, it's not illegal. I guess you could get a lawyer involved at the libel slander thing. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
All they have to do is place that one order for your next pre-sale.
That's what someone did to her. Purchased the cheapest thing on her website so she could leave that lady a 1-star.
And that's a point of exposure. You had Etsy let them do that, and you didn't close up the loopholes before you wanted to escalate this argument.
Yeah.
So I think we can all learn from Refund Chaos in the Tumblr world and say it's just not worth it. So I know a lot of people say, well, the twins say refund everything. The customer's always right. No, the customer can cause you more damage than you can cause them. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say. And I don't like refunds. I think it hurts my feelings. I hate doing it.
Yeah.
But that's not what I tell the client. I say, thank you so much for the feedback. Yeah, I'd be happy to process that. Or you don't have to do a full refund. You can get fancy with it. Give them a little bit of a hostage situation with the percentage off a future order.
If the colors are wrong, refund them for those cookies that have that color.
Yeah, you can get creative with it, but again, we don't want to sound okay. I'm only going to refund you for 2.5 cookies,
but you'll need to regurgitate it and bring it back so I can test it.
Once I think I was reading in another group. Which, okay, yeah, give me the popcorn, man. I'm not the admin here. I just get to read. And it was like the lady had depreciated the number of cookies less the weight of the icing that she didn't like of only the few she'd refund. It was like, it made it
a math problem?
Yeah. She was lady busted out Excel. She was like,
she weighed
inflation is at 6.5%. Yeah, so I'm just saying you can get creative with it, but don't get toxically creative with it. Don't make it so. I mean, look at the creative key guy, the hostage key guy. He was like, less 25% of restocking fee and the shipping. Then we'll give you a store credit with inflation back. Like, I that's not what I wanted. Mm-hmm. That wasn't a win-win. You just made it extremely difficult for me to get my money. Thank you. So you can get creative with refunds. But speaking on that, I did a poll this morning of refund podcast poll. How many orders did you refund in 2022? Because I know people think, well, the twins preach. Now we got 2 years of preaching refunds.
2 years.
So how many people have we affected? We have 472 votes.
That's pretty good.
I just posted it 4 hours ago.
You just posted
I need to post it a little earlier. 69% of people said they had to refund 50 or more orders. I'm just kidding. Zero. But see, you guys who got excited. 0 orders. The next up is 19% at one order an entire year. We got 2% at a half order. I didn't even add that option. Somebody else did. We have 1% at 16 to 20 orders. Now, and 1% at 11 to 15 orders. Now, the people who had those crazy refund numbers, they actually put it in the comments. So let me read some of these comments if you don't mind. 2, thanks to the virus. Hold on. Grammarly, go away. I want a typo. 1 was not my fault. I refunded, but anyways, I completely missed the mark and owned up to it. 2 were partial refunds because I made a mistake but corrected at pickup. Another person said I had to refund 1 through Square, but someone else paid me for it when the other person didn't show up, so I'm counting that as 0. Client had COVID. I got COVID, so I had to refund everything. Bonnie says none. It's just, let's see, 5 to 10 for me, only because my kids got sick at Christmas with COVID. Yeah, that was it.
So no crazy number.
1 partial due to their change of plans. 2 on my own end, 0, although I did offer it. So the odds of you having to refund 1 order in the entire year is only 19%. The odds of you refunding 0 orders in the entire year is almost 70%.
Yeah.
People who order from you don't want refunds.
They want
cookies.
And cakes. And keys.
Yeah. So, look, I've worn my On Cloud shoes.
Yeah.
I wore them yesterday. I got the socks that don't have blisters.
Nice.
Yeah, great shoe.
It's a light shoe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was extremely lightweight.
It's so lightweight.
I can't describe how lightweight that shoe is.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I read on it yesterday, recycled materials.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Save the planet and walk to planet. So back to, refund chaos. If you look at, this is 500 votes. 70% of 500 people never refunded in a year where we still had pandemic.
Yeah.
Which I think I've got it again. So I don't know.
Heather.
It's just right. It's like my body is like,
I don't
that
want to
cool.
get sick again. I was literally sick 2 weeks ago.
And I was too.
You made me share a bread at avocado. You touched my side.
So what's your big takeaway? If you could give a life lesson here.
I would say be fast to the refund, slow to anger. I feel like that's in the Bible.
Fast to the refund, slow to the reaction.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Slow to anger.
Okay, there. Mark and John. That's crazy. So that takes us through our marketing nuggets. But let's go back to the Facebook Live that we have coming up today.
Nice.
You just pull it up real quick.
I did go to the mailbag, you guys, but it's in the back of the car. But there was quite a lot. And someone did address one of the letters straight to me. It said favorite twin, so I will read it later.
I'm suspecting mine was lost in the mail. So we have today come to our brick and mortar with Kia Hewitt. Now, Kia is in the Cookie College, but she opened a brick and mortar, which secretly I think every baker kind of wonders if they could make that.
She opened it this past year. First week, she said they couldn't keep the cookies on the shelf.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
They said everyone who's ever opened a brick and mortar is like, I'll see you in a couple years.
Yeah.
It gets busy.
When I see her name now, I'm like, wow, she got 1 second.
Yeah,
she decided to give it to us.
So she's doing us a tour, and she's doing a tell-all on opening, on how she got to the opening. Yeah.
That will, because she opened it in 2022.
It's
so
crazy.
you'll get like the fresh perspective of, how post-quarantine, how that works.
Taking
and
on a
everything.
lease and technically probably hiring employees and buying machinery is probably a big old jump from...
I can't wait to watch that one.
Yeah, that's at 7 Eastern tonight. You can find it in the group. I'll pin it at the top. And then we have virtual pop-ups with Nicole Stolpa. Now, this is interesting. Because it is like a pop-up, but virtually.
Yeah.
And she's actually hosting it right after she goes live. That will be on Saturday at 12 p.m.
Yeah, because she's actually doing, you're seeing her set up for an actual virtual pop-up.
I'm so curious.
I know.
How
she has the cutest cookie room. There's sprinkles on the wall.
She has a subscription box, and I think wherever she lives, she can ship wherever.
Yes.
So it makes a ton of sense for those states. I know Florida changed their shipping laws.
Oh, nice.
I think Wisconsin was making some big changes. I'm not sure about shipping, but I think it was on income caps, which is wild that they have income caps. Like you can only be this successful before we think you shouldn't.
I think those are archaic, and we need to advocate for
online payment. That's weird. That's a weird one. Shipping would be cool. Some of the states you can't have pets at all.
Yeah.
I get it.
I get it.
I know, I get it, but I don't.
But I have a room with the door and no pets are allowed.
I know. I don't know. The states are wild. California is one of the craziest states. To just get started, I think you're $500 out the door. $500 to get the...
Yeah, some of you have to have a food handler's license.
Mm-hmm. And then there's some that are just like the Wild Wild West and say, enjoy it. Get your cat involved. Have them need some dough.
Avoid some E. coli if you can.
That's like 5 of those. Shouldn't do it. But not added yet. And I'll get it added. The Sift app.
Sift app is supposed to help bakers. I have got to learn a little bit more about it. I'm excited to tune into it, but I've seen people loving it.
She is teaching it live on it because I've seen so many people asking about it, especially when it gets close to tax time.
Yeah.
Miserable time of the year.
Yeah.
Tax day is April 15th.
Yeah. I am getting blown up in my email about like tax day.
Download this file over here.
You're going to have someone do your taxes. You're going to try to do it yourself.
I've always done it myself. I sweat through the whole time.
I know. We wait till the very last afternoon.
April 14th. I think it's like April 17th this time. I'm not sure.
Last year, I think they gave us an additional month, and we also waited till the last day. My husband's like, it's not that bad. He doesn't do it. I do his. Hey.
We could do it right now if we wanted to.
No, we couldn't.
Yeah,
I don't know the
January
numbers.
31st is everything you need to know how to send it. I can download your W-2 right now.
Let's do it together.
You work for yourself. You get the kid tax credit thing, don't you?
Yeah, last year I was like, I want the kids tax credit, and then I owed it back.
Oh, really? Did you file something wrong?
Yeah, they said I filed it wrong.
I just let the IRS tell me if I did it right or did it wrong.
So I was like, here's your money back. Not like I've ever gotten money back for taxes.
A different ex-boyfriend said that technically if you get money back from the government, it's the worst investment ever. People do treat it like a savings account, right? Because if the government takes it out, then you weren't spending it. But the government doesn't pay you any interest.
How can you get to zero, though? How could you make that
he owed
to zero
every time? And he said, basically, the government gave me an interest rate.
Okay, I also knew the man.
Do not take financial advice from that person. But I get the point is that when the government's saving your money, it's not giving you any additional money.
They're getting additional money. You're not.
No, you're not. But you got to pay it. Death and taxes, man. Death, taxes, and Tumblr drama. 3 things that are good.
3 things we got to give our time to.
So I have to add 2 more events as well, which is CookieCon, Ohio, happy hour.
Noise.
And CookieCon, Florida, happy hour. Now, Heather Kimball, Brookshire, just got back from Disney. I've lived vicariously through her posts. She found a guy named Michael, and they went on a bunch of stuff. She said her dad made elephant noises, and she thought to herself, maybe him and Corey can have a competition. Heather will be the virtual sponsor of the 2 happy hours. I don't think she'll make the Ohio one, but I think she'll be on Florida.
I think she does not need an excuse to go to Disney.
But she's from Texas. However, she is a Disney trip planner. And I got to say, if you really want this to be a vacation, if you want to incorporate Disney, you're going to need somebody to play it.
Yeah, because guess what?
it's a wild ride. Corey and I did go to Disney Springs when we were at CookieCon.
When we went last time.
Yeah.
I like Disney Springs.
I like it too.
Yeah.
I wish we didn't go to the restaurant we went to. We did go to the STK.
Oh, I did not. Wait, whatever one we went to. What was the blue one? Oh, was that? Is the word blue correct?
It doesn't have like a name of a fish in it?
The fish one.
Yeah.
Blue salmon.
Oh my goodness. It was a cute little one next to where you get on the paddle boat. Yeah. It looks like a sun
whatever
car.
That one is.
Yeah. That place, 100%. Absolutely go.
Yeah.
Sorry, we can't tell you the name. You'll just have to figure it out.
You'll have to ask Heather Campbell.
Right. We did go to the SEK, which is like a nice steakhouse. We went to the lunch portion. I did not.
No.
They're opening one in DC.
I did not like
it. But they have a Rainforest Cafe.
Oh, we went to the Rainforest Cafe. Loved.
It is hot down there.
It is
at that time.
Hot.
Yeah. But you're going to want to have a Disney trip planner, especially if you're trying to do both.
Yeah. In the parks, it's handy to be able to just...
At one point when we went to Disney a couple years ago, we were in that weird bus line for an hour and a half.
Oh, and then people Listen, we were in this
fight.
Let me tell you, we're in the bus line, and it's like 102 degrees, and there was a pole, and if you stood behind the pole, it was like only 100 degrees. So there was nobody in the line, so I sat behind the pole just to get some sort of relief from the heat.
Yeah.
But then people started coming and making the line go either way behind me.
Yeah, I got
so
crazy.
it was going right and it was going left. And when the bus came up, they said, we only have enough room for either the right side or the left side. And I said, sir, I don't care what side. I'm starting both of the lines.
Okay, I think I have. Okay, well, one, you Disney folks, let's see if you guys... I'm going to tell you the restaurants we went at. I want you to see if you can rate them. Okay,
there's one that...
Yeah, no. You and I went to House of Blues restaurant. I didn't like it.
That's a no.
We did not go to Salada Estilia by Jose Andres, who I think is actually a DC chef because I think he's opened another restaurant up here. We went to the Lava Lounge at the Rainforest Cafe. Loved.
I loved that.
We didn't go to McGuffin's. Did we go to Maria and Enzo's Restaurante? I think we had the reservation and I switched out the reservation because this was that COVID reservation time.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Okay, here's the one I think we went to that we really liked. Paddlefish.
Paddlefish? It sounds correct. It sounds correct.
Okay, it was either paddlefish or there's steak. Oh, did they close it? The Boathouse?
The Boathouse. That's it. That's it. Sure? Yes. Because it looked like a boat.
Great. Loved it. Highly recommend. I kind of felt like we wanted to go to Paddlefish and maybe we didn't get the reservation for that.
Now the Boathouse, it's drying up.
I'm sorry, people. We need to establish. Of course, it's just a picture of somebody's hands.
House. And that was at Disney Springs.
Yeah, Paddlefish, Disney Springs. If you guys are a Disney lover, you can yell at... Okay, yeah, we did not go to Paddlefish.
It was the Boathouse.
You know what Paddlefish was?
No.
And this is where I was confusing. Paddlefish is in a boat. That is actually a building.
And then this is called Boathouse. This is what.
That's where we went. Okay, so I can speak to Paddlefish. I think it was a little bit more luxe.
I thought we just said we went to the Boathouse.
I'm telling you, I went to Paddlefish, and I thought I was taking you guys there, but it turned out to be the Boathouse, which was delicious, delectable.
Yeah.
Great views.
I can't remember that one at all.
Which one?
The paddle boat.
I did not go with you. I did not.
That makes sense. I know.
John the blank. So, anyways, if you don't want us to plan your trip,
was delicious.
it was expensive. The one that the boat
is expensive.
always was outrageous. But if you want to save some money, get a travel planner.
Save some money.
Get a travel planner because Disney is not for the cheap or for the faint of heart. And then, like I say, cookie con not cheap. So get somebody else to do the hard work for you.
Yeah.
Farm out your hates, and Heather can do that for you. Mm-hmm. And then maybe her dad wants to give you elephant noises. We just don't know.
If you, when in doubt, go to the Rainforest Cafe.
That's so expensive.
When in doubt.
Okay, we used to have a Rainforest Cafe here at the mall.
In the mall.
Yeah.
It was the best
Corey and I
thing
didn't realize
ever.
that we had until it was
We
gone.
didn't. They took it away. We've never seen it since.
There was an alligator and you could put a
It
penny on it.
rained in the mall.
But it rains at the Disney one.
I know.
Oh,
It's
good.
a full-blown storm.
Yeah. So maybe the kids at the Rainforest Cafe, you guys, if it's just you and your besties, the boathouse.
Boathouse.
And then if you're like, I'm Lux, they'll paddlefish.
Yeah.
Good luck getting a reservation on
Yeah.
that one. But I guess if they
where was
could
that
book
one
you
we
free-
went to at the top of that hotel? And we said, we are not
we
dressed
were too
correctly.
poor for this. Disney trivia, because I don't remember the
Yes.
name. It's a hotel that it looks like a weird triangle,
Okay.
and the monorail runs through it. It is
feel like
not
that's
the
most
Floridian.
of them.
It's not the
It's not
the Floridian brand is the most expensive. Okay, if I
Someone
Google-
said the Floridian was expensive.
yeah, that's the most expensive. So it's not that one. It's the tear down. Disney Hotel.
Was it called the Californian? The restaurant?
Oh,
was it?
Wasn't the Polynesian.
No.
These are names that do sound familiar to me. Okay, let's see. The Holiday Inn was not it.
It was not it.
The Dolphin Resort, no. Okay,
Was it right?
Contemporary.
Was
The Contemporary Resort, that is where we ate at the restaurant at the top.
What was the restaurant at the top? I felt like the Contemporary was closed due to remodeling.
It was, except for the hotel, and we went in and got to the
No,
candy
I feel
shop.
like that was a different
Every
one.
hotel restaurant. That's not where we stayed, by the way. We stayed at the
No.
one across the thing. California Grill.
At the top of the Contemporary?
Yes. Fine dining. Opens at 5 today. 4600 World Drive.
Guys, they had a crumb brush.
Yeah. When the guy gets your crumblies off, Wild Garden don't do that.
They know. They said, live with your crumbs.
Yeah. I was sitting there like, sir, what can we help you with? He's like, please move your elbows.
And then brushed your crumbs with
Probably
a
like the
crumb
elbows
brush.
aren't even supposed to be on the table, ma'am.
I said, sir,
We were not dressed for
we are
this.
not at the right place.
But it was the most beautiful sunset.
It was the most beautiful sunset.
And
The
you could
creme
see-
brulee to die for.
The only reason why we went is because Dad texted halfway through, unbeknownst to him
Yeah.
where we were, and said, "Dinner's on me." we said,
well, where's that California restaurant? And then when we went upstairs, Heather was in her sweatpants.
"Yeah, I did not look
But
presentable."
people were in dresses.
People
in
were like
suits.
proposing.
Someone got married.
and we got married to our dessert.
And I had my little kid saying he doesn't want to eat anything on the menu.
It was delicious. It was out of our league.
It
But it was delicious. If I could go back, I would have dressed appropriately.
I was sweating with how much we did not
The
belong
waiter
there.
was very nice.
He knew. He
was like,
he
"You-
saw us
you
from
guys
a
are
mile
lost."
off. He said,
But
you
you're
will not
hungry.
be ordering the graphics.
So yeah, I would say I'll post up Heather Berkshire's information in the group in the Cookie Con Happy Hours. That name's going to be long. I might have to truncate it a
is.
bit. But the information to get that planned by a Disney planner who goes to Disney all the time will be there for you guys.
Heather
I think it's a
texted
good,
me. Heather Miracle texted me and said something the CCHH. And I said, what?
Cookie Con Happy Hour. The CCHH.
So did you just hit a line on the
Heather came up mixer.
People have already stopped listening.
Like, back to Summer Jobs, like, okay, what else? Oh, let's go through the sponsors. I got to give a shout out to Eddie. Really, really cool direct-to-food printer. Now,
Yeah.
Eddie, I got to say, I've never seen customer service like I have seen
No.
Eduardo's customer service. Whatever Tumblr has. Now, the opposite is Eddie.
Be like Eddie. That should be point number 8.
So, like, the Eddie group, there's an Eddie printer usage group on Facebook. It's run by Primera, the company. And whoever is the Primera brand,
Man
they
behind
post there a lot.
Yeah.
And this is how they did. They said, we see a lot of people use their Eddie on Sunday when Primera support team is closed and spending time with their family. And I'm like, oh, they're going to spank everybody, right? They're going to tell you, lay off. We've got this. Would you like us, would the group like us to have a support team that works kind of a skeleton operation on Sunday to help you guys?
Wow.
You
think you're going to get Sunday operations at Sugar Cookie Marketing?
Absolutely not. Boys watching TikTok. I think the group actually voted on letting them have Sunday off, but what a great way.
Now we all feel like we're in on
part of it
together.
Like me and the support guys. High five.
Well, I'll get to you Monday.
Go say hi to your kids now, okay? I gotta say, Eddie Primera Usage Group, if you buy that product, one, great customer service. Now, here's something that they were talking about in the group. Maybe all the time buying a $3,000 machine may be too expensive. However, you can do the math. And Andy and Rochelle, they're in the group. They said they got Eddie to pay for himself in 6 months.
Nice.
$3,000 he paid for himself in Eddie orders in 6 months. Depending on how aggressive your marketing is.
Yeah.
But in that group, people will list all the time their Eddie that they just bought and maybe impulsively bought. If you impulsively buying things for $3,000, we should be friends. I like things out. So they'll list theirs for sale at a discount, or you can call Primera and sign up for their refurbished program.
Yeah, get on the list.
So Wendy, she's in the Cookie College. She signed up for the refurbished program and she's like, I thought I was going to be on the list for a long time, but it was Now Wendy's in Cookie Better with Sam, Cookie University, who got one for sale from somebody up the street that she found in the
there's a whole Eddie underground.
an Eddie black market. But Eddie is a direct-to-food printer, so you can print directly on cookies. You can print directly on donuts and cakes. I've seen people make such creative things coming up for Easter and Valentine's Day. Someone posted today, I just kind of like perusing the group. It's great for ideas. Save the date cookies for a wedding.
Oh, that's
printed the calendar on it and then piped over like a heart on the thing. Super cute. Go ahead, take it away.
I probably need that. I cannot draw a letter to save my life.
People print on the naked cookie to get the outlines.
Yeah.
Some people are printing on the naked cookie to get the outlines for a class.
Get me the little stand.
Excuse me, our next sponsor.
Our next sponsor is AE Core Backers. So what is a backer? It's actually a backdrop that you can take pictures on. I love these. I have way too many to count. But if you've ever seen a photo that I've posted, it has been on an AE Core Backer. Corey, why do you like AE Core Backer so much? It is food safe, matte, waterproof, scratch resistant. They are easily stored. I will say they don't roll up, but I like rigid because I don't like to have my sides of my picture rolling up.
If you've ever wrapped a present.
Yeah, and you've yelled at the side of the wrapping paper.
And you're grabbing a scissor.
You had to use a scissor to place back. So.
You know what? I gave up wrapping presents a while ago. And I tell people, listen, my intention is here. Here's a gift. No, I'm not going to do it.
It's fun to rip paper.
And I hate
as an
wrapping.
adult.
I also rip it while I'm wrapping it.
Anyways, you can...
You know what the phoning it is putting it in a bag?
Yes, with the tissue paper. I wrapped them so everyone could enjoy ripping all over. It was fun. Anyways, I gotta go get a PlayStation 5 for my son. Made a mistake.
That was you, man. I tried to save it for him. I got him the game. It should be here on Monday.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah. I said, what game do you want? He was like, Skyfallen. And I was like, okay, great, I'll get it. He's like, you just told me my gift.
Yeah. It's still only 13. You can score an AE Core for 20% off.
Corey's wrapping in a whole nother way.
You can get 20% off Nate Core Backers by using Sugar Cookie at checkout. If you want to look and see what people are doing with their AE Core Backers, look up the hashtag on the Instagrams and you can see it.
And talk in an upward inflection.
And then get on to hashtag Tumblr drama.
And then look up hashtag Sugar Cookie Marketing because Corey will like your stuff.
I will like that.
That leaves me with a Bakety Bake meringue powder called Royal Blanche. Use code TWINS at checkout for 10% off.
Yeah.
People really like it. I would say if you're like, hey, I don't know if I can make it work for me, use the recipe on the back. That's actually when people comment on your Instagram post and they're like, can I get your royal icing recipe? Or like, it's on the back of
That's what I said. Honestly, it's not mine.
People who try it really, really like it.
They do. And I started taking one on the back of the bag. It will tell you to put 1/3 a cup of meringue powder in there for every 2 pounds of powdered sugar. I actually take a tablespoon out.
Give her a little more dry time.
Give me a little bit more dry time before it crusts.
Okay.
So...
Did you ever use Villains?
I have a bottle of Villains.
A bottle? Not
Like
a bag?
it came in a bottle. They don't come in bags.
Really?
Yeah, a little squatty
There's only
bottle.
5 meringue powder companies?
No, there's a lot more than that.
Whatever the icing silk is, somebody hates it. A lot of people don't like it.
Satin.
Yeah. Icing silk. Satin. What's wrong with that? Is it meant for meringues?
No, I think it's just the crust time.
Who makes it?
I don't know. Satin Ice? I think maybe Michael's. I'm not
I
sure.
think it might be Michael's or Hobby Lobby.
Or CK Bakes. I don't know.
Why'd you have to bring CK Bakes?
I like CK Bakes.
Who are they?
They usually, I think they like do wholesale. So you'll find it at Fran's a lot. It's hard to buy it directly
Was that
from
the
them.
bags?
Yeah, those bags.
Okay. You like them for red.
Oh, love them for red, black, and green. And white, if I need it. Some people don't like the thighs.
Okay. Yeah, great. Use code TWINS at checkout, save 10% off. But people really like it. Seems like a great thing. Try the 1 pound bag or save some money if you really like to get that 5 pound bag.
If you use the 5 pound bag and you use the code TWINS and it's free shipping, you really do save a lot.
Come to us for more financial advice and Disney trip planning at Paddlefish Boathouse.
Do you have a twinny dress?
Twinny dress.
A twinny
Okay,
dress.
I do. Corey was making fun of these. I just got these NFC tags. This is my new obsession. I can already feel it starting. I just programmed one.
can tell.
And programming, no, it's 2 clicks of a button. I'm going to teach a class on it in the Cookie College personally. But, so you know what a popple is? You know
Yeah.
those things where you scan them, they touch the back of your phone, and it opens up either a link tree or you can do
Someone's
this.
business card.
It's just an NFC tag, and you can buy them for pennies on the dollar. So Corey and I did the math, 38 cents. I bought 100 of them. I bought the fastest ones. You can get slower ones. You can get ones with limited features.
interesting.
Only the best for my NFC tags.
Apparently so.
So I got the 216 or something. Anyways, I can program loosely, just typing, pressing buttons. To every time I tap it, it sends a text to whoever I assign the NFC tag to. So I assigned it to Corey's number, and then I pre-wrote the text. So you may be thinking, what in the world would you use this for? I told Corey, think of it this way. You can put the NFC tag, which is just a sticker.
It's just a
smart sticker.
yeah.
On your DIY kit and have anybody who buys it tap the back of the phone. Every phone that's made in the last 5 years has an NFC reader. It's how you use Apple Pay and stuff. Have the phone tap and I'll take them to the website that has the DIY kit instructions. Now, marketing sleight
you
of
said
hand.
you told Corey. Corey told
Corey's
you.
like, yeah, sorry, whatever.
You were
And
like, we can use this for random stuff. You texted me the weirdest thing.
what I said you could use it for, let's say you buy packaging on Amazon, but you bought it maybe a year ago. Because let's say you buy 100 boxes of like the to-go kits. You can assign an NFC tag to that bin wherever you keep the box. And when you see yourself running low, tap it and it will take you right to that website where you bought it a year ago.
Cart instead of being like, what was that I ordered?
Scrolling back to your past orders. If you like to order on Amazon, good luck finding it. So you can do that. And then NFC tags that the 216 or whatever, you got to do a little bit more research, can be rewritten. So let's say that box sells out or you no longer like it anymore, you can rewrite it to something else.
So the ones you got, you can't rewrite?
These ones you can't rewrite. That's why I kept making it do things.
You're so crazy.
Now it goes to your Instagram.
But you could also use it for a cookie class. Everyone likes to connect to the Wi-Fi, and you don't want to give it out all the time.
You can get a pretty sticker and put the NFC ugly sticker under the pretty sticker and then say tap here for instructions.
That's a good idea. When I went to the gym, I was like, hey, what's the Wi-Fi password? And embarrassingly, he gave me this giant sign.
Absolutely.
And I said, I am very embarrassed.
So what you can also do is have the NFC tag automatically connect somebody who taps it to your Wi-Fi, which keeps people from having to run down and look for your router.
Yes.
So lots of cool things you can do with those. I'm going to adapt it to the cookie world and teach a class on it in sugar cookie marketing.
Also, I guess if people are leaving class, you could be like, hey, if you want to see more classes, follow me on Instagram. You can just tap this right here on your way out.
Absolutely. Just think of all the things. And each one of these was 38 cents. A popple is it's like $30.
How about this?
And
The
a
sticker in
subscription.
front of you
Wow. Look at Corey's red
will bring you
Tumblr
to
drama.
my reviews. If you do it right now, I will give you this tiny little cookie cutter.
That'd be genius.
Let's do it right now. Tap it.
Yeah. Whoever wants. Yeah.
Yeah.
So little do people know when we turn in terms of like SEO and reputation management.
Let's
when
try it on
somebody,
Saturday.
okay,
Let's try it on Saturday.
we'll try it on Saturday.
Program Alta.
You know what we could also here's a marketing sleight of hand, right? If I have, we give them the royal icing recipe, which is 3 ingredients, right? So I put it on the business card. I say, tap this. It takes them to the WordPress website that we use. We have a Facebook pixel firing. That means when they go to check it right there in front of us, they're now in our retargeting ads.
I love that. Our classes are booked, so I want them to leave a review.
I know. Back to the review thing. When somebody, specifically on the platform Yelp and sometimes Google, when somebody leaves a review at the location that your business is listed, the odds of it sticking, and if you're any familiar with Yelp, you know that the good reviews tend to unstick themselves, but the odds of it sticking are higher when it's done at your location with a photo. Because every time you take a photo on your phone, there's a bunch of hidden data behind it called geolocation. And that's why when you look at Google Photos and you search an area, it can pull up any photos taken in that area. That's because it's hidden in the back of that photo. So when they take that photo at your location and write that review, whether or not it works together in getting those to stack.
Let's try it. I want to see how many we can get.
Okay. Then what are we going to get? 100 of them. Let's go. Let's do this. What is your tint?
Oh.
I got a Shakti headband.
No, you already talked about that last night. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made fun.
What was my... Oh, we found the gold. I don't even want to do any more gold reviews because we found the gold.
Is there any left?
Yeah, I think so. They actually reshared my reel today, so I'm guessing that there is some.
Are you going to make them? Oh, go search for it.
Jenna Ray Cakes.
Canadian?
They are Canadian. And now Cookie Couture, if you wanted to stock up on a few things because they're both Canadian based. But Jenna Ray Cakes sells like golden cake stuff, but Cookie Couture sells cookie stuff and now just started selling this gold. But it's edible. It's FDA approved ingredients. I don't want to say like a full FDA approval, but edible, unlike its counterpart, the gold we shall not name, but they're pretty identical.
Except for one's not edible?
So one is not considered edible. It's considered non-toxic, which means they have not seen that it has been harmful to anyone who has consumed it, but it's not technically edible.
I bet the FDA would be like, Heather, you got nothing to worry about, man. You're drinking Diet Coke every other hour.
You got it. So if you want to see that, it's on our Instagram reels. It's Generate Cakes, and I've labeled them all.
For those without an NSC tag to tap, how can they find the Instagram?
You can find us at www.instagram.com/sugarcookiemarketing_. Underscore is not spelled out. That is actually just a symbol.
Whoever never posted back to Sugar Cookie Marketing, I wonder if they're like,
they have followers because of us.
Yeah, I can see them.
People are like, wow, the twins really suck at marketing.
They said to post all the time, and they just never did.
I did check the mailbag. We will bring it up next week because it's in the back of my car right now.
Say it one more time just in case I didn't hear it the other 3 times.
Brought the mailbag. I will check next week. It's because it's a feat for me to go there. Do you know why they gave you
the key? Because the UPS store got sold. And they don't realize I had the old one. Yeah, they sent a letter.
That man that's always there is not there.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Oh, I guess maybe he was the owner.
I think
maybe
he
retired.
I think
he was out.
Good for him. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in with us. I know this was a crazy podcast.
It was a good one.
It was a good one.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
10.
You guys are stuck with it. So next week we'll have our 100th, and I'll boringly go through the statistics of the podcast.
I honestly cannot wait.
I'm with bated breath. Tumblr drama podcast stats. Right there.
It will be edge of my seat.
Okay. Bye.